Hello all, and welcome to the zoo.
Why am I here?
Minions of the Zoo is a lovable ragtag group of misfits that sprang up initially as a fan group to Ranting Monkey, Scribelite, Some Dumb American, and their joint Lords of the Night livestream show. Late night discussions in Discord quickly evolved into streams of their own, with each member bringing something new and different to the table for discussion. Led by the incomparable Reject PPC and the One-Ton Hammer, the group rotates hosts known as Zookeepers.
Hello everybody and welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I am your host for this evening, One-Ton Hammer.
I will be your zookeeper tonight, Reject.
Alright, and welcome to the zoo. I am the Lucky Pop-Tart Inquisitor.
Sanguine.
Skep, Tock.
I'm Prospero.
Fat Platypus.
Chaosy.
And I'm Delahazed.
Regular streamers, they're known as minions. And special guests are known as traveling exhibits. They're on a nightly basis, so that each show has something unique and fresh for our audience. Minions of the Zoo currently streams at 10:30 Central Standard, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sunday Funday Show. I'm going to be your host, Mr. Adam. And with me, I am grateful to have One-Ton Hammer.
Hey guys.
Sanguine.
Good evening all.
And of course, I am eternally grateful that we have the lovely Sora Luna joining us this evening.
Thank you, and good evening.
Although you were late, so I don't know, you know.
Something,
Late to the
something,
pre-show.
women, women's privilege, something,
Whoa.
program, I don't know.
I was starting off with how's y'all doing this evening?
I'm doing grand, just trying to get my smoking gun to work for the second type of wood that I want to smoke my...
Right, hold on, real quick. What are you cooking up for us this evening, sir? Because you said you were cooking based on wood.
So, tonight I'm just doing tacos, but I'm not doing them the simple way, so I have the
Why would
taco
you?
meat that I've just seared off, got it nice and crispy. Then I got my smoking gun out, so I've already used hickory chips for this. Now I'm using some mesquite chips so that I get a nice smoky flavor to the meat. Then it's going to be thrown back into the pan with the seasonings, the sauteed mushrooms and onions that I've already prepared. Get it all seasoned up and flavored through, warmed up again, and then I have some tortillas that I'm going to be cooking. The dough's already ready, just need to toss it into a pan, get it nice and hot, cook it, then pull those out, wrap the meat, the cheese, and all that good shit in, and then place it seam side down in the skillet again, so I get a sear, and then flip it and sear the other side as well.
Now, are these flour or corn tortillas?
Flour.
Holy shit, hold on, I'm sorry. Hammer, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, sir.
I didn't mean to overlap you.
I'm enjoying this show just like everybody else, man.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm trying to, you know, I'm still new to the whole opening stuff, but you know, we're getting there. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I just get but you know, I was intrigued by the food talk, so you can't blame me. So, how has all of your weekends been thus far? We are coming to the end of it, and I hope the week's going to be good, but yeah, here we are at the end of the weekend.
Well, we broke 80 degrees today, Fahrenheit. I think if you break 80 Celsius, there's a real problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that whole Twitter bit?
That's pretty hot for this location. 80 degrees Fahrenheit in northeast Pennsylvania, up in the mountains. It's like 95 or 100 where everybody else is. So it was really hot today by comparison.
Yeah, if you broke 80 standard and you didn't have refrigeration or AC, then you would quickly run out of alcohol.
80 Celsius, was that melt lead? What is that?
80 Celsius is just shy of boiling water, but it's high enough to start boiling alcohol. So
oh no.
You would end up
do that.
Having your alcohol boil off.
Sounds like a fun time.
That's no fun.
It is like... Sorry.
Yeah, if you get to, I want to say it's 70 for methanol starts boiling off. So if we got sustained 70 degrees C, then you'd be able to distill some raw alcohol into a ethanol, or pretty much ethanol water solution. Then once you get to 80, it's able to boil off the ethanol as well. So you can distill out in the open air if you reached 80 degrees C, except it wouldn't be able to reconstitute unless you're able to chill the drip line.
Now hold on.
And then have a chilled ewer at the end.
Is this the same? This sounds kind of like the same thing where it's like you can boil an egg on a rock on a hot day. You know, like...
You'd be able to do that at a much lower temperature than 80 C.
Is that possible?
Yeah,
oh,
you can
shit.
fry eggs on sufficiently hot days on blacktop.
Yeah. I did that exact experiment. I had a black Jeep Wrangler for about 8 months during the summer, and I was in my house in Virginia, and we tested it. And yeah, you can cook an egg on a black surface in the direct sunlight. Absolutely.
Get out of here! Holy shit!
No, it works.
Yeah, the black surface absorbs enough energy from the sunlight, and then it gives that energy off as heat. So you're able to get to the temperature where you're able to... It's a somewhat slow cook of the egg, so it isn't like you're throwing it in a cast iron that's been preheated, but you're still able to cook it.
Wow. That's...
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's kind of like how you're able to do a soft-boiled egg in a hot spring as well.
Wait, a soft-boiled egg in a hot spring?
Yeah, if you have a hot spring nearby, you can take an egg.
Onsen Egg.
Oh.
Yeah, Onsen Egg, exactly. Sora knew exactly what I was referring to. It's a Japanese soft-boiled egg where it has a very interesting consistency that's amazing. Because the whites become mostly fixed, not entirely. And the yolk becomes partially fixed as well. But it's still somewhat runny, with the white being somewhat runny as well. It's all completely healthy. It's ridiculous, but it's good. And you can do that by just hot spring. Stick an egg in a hot spring, leave it there for a little bit. It is an old cooking method.
You know, I might have to try that at some point. Maybe in my life I'll be able to cook an egg in a hot spring. You know, we all have our dreams and wishes, so to speak.
And cooking an egg in a Japanese hot spring seems like a fairly decent one.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be a funny get you know, you're chilling in a hot spring and a nice looking lady comes into the the hot spring. You're like, hey, check it out, I can cook this egg. I think that's
Just
a good in.
Bunch of eggs bobbing with you.
Did you know?
Crack one open, eat the onsen egg.
Hey, you know, it's I
like to snack in my bath.
There you go. maybe she's into it. So she's like, "Oh my god, you're cooking and relaxing. That's my kind of guy." I don't know. Could you cook and relax? I don't know. I guess you can.
But there was also, if you want me to jump into it, thing that I mentioned slightly before, that apparently you hadn't noticed when it happened on Platter.
Oh.
Do you want me to jump into that right away, or
there's
more pleasantries that you want to get out of?
Was there other? Hold on, let me.
I like that pink ostrich.
Oh yeah, the ostrich. Well, so we're getting some footage from Australia. Our friend Terry gave us.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that emu?
Yeah. Terry is kind enough to send us some footage of what's going on, the current situation in Australia. So,
careful, you're going to give him nightmares.
I have PTSD.
Is there another uprising?
Well, he always has emus on the mind, so we gotta be cautious about it. But in terms of what I have, in terms of what we were gonna discuss, I guess you go ahead and the microphone is yours, sir.
Okay, so apparently something's going on with Boulder Boy again, but
oh yeah.
Adam has the latest info on Boulder Boy from the sounds of it. I just remembered something that a lot of people seem to have forgotten. Do you guys all remember when Boulder Boy effectively called Satsu Monkey's organ grinder monkey?
Hold on, let me get it out of the way because my phone's gonna die.
No.
Yeah. Recently, Matt Jarbo says I don't drink soda, so maybe that's why wasn't able to. I was able to shore 2 children without even trying. I bet.
Sire, he meant sire.
Yeah, sire. I'm like a sperm god. Wait, will Fuentes haunt me now? LOL. Yeah, well, that's.
Ew.
Yeah, apparently there's something from Alex Jones saying that there's a chemical being leached out by soda cans that is decreasing dick size and lowering sperm count. And that's what that was a response to. But,
okay.
Yeah, the thing that I remember that it seems that a lot of people have forgotten is that back after Boulder Boy committed suicide on the
It's so weird.
show was it at the time? It was
Is it the Ralph Report?
Yeah,
or Ralph Retort or something?
Oh no.
I want to say it happened on Ralph's channel when he was asked if he had been false flagging channels. He swore up and down, "No, I've never reported a channel. No, I've never reported a channel." And I think it was the quartering when, well, there is a way to show if you've reported a channel. And here, in fact, I'll walk you through it and I'll share my screen as I do it. So he shared his screen, walked through the method, went, "Yep, if you haven't reported anyone, this section will be completely empty." And he showed his, and it had like 1, and he went, "Yeah, this was just someone who completely uploaded one of my videos, so of course I reported the person who just ripped one of my videos and uploaded it." But yeah, it'll show what videos were reported, so if you really haven't reported anyone, then this will just be empty. And he immediately started hemming and hawing and dragging his heels as they were going, come on, just show us this page, Matt. Show us the page." And when he finally clicked over to it, he had several pages of reports. After like a good 20 to 30 minutes of him going, I don't know how, I've never reported anyone, guys, I've never reported anyone. He finally shows it and he goes, I was in a really bad place.
No, and before it says like, now before you say anything or something, just know I was in the real, preemptively, and everyone's already making fun of him.
That's kind of their go-to game, isn't it? Though.
Well, you can't punch down to someone that admits to like they wanted to end themselves. That I think that's where he was attempting to go.
And I hate the idea of punching down, because you can only punch down if you think that the person's beneath you. If you don't think that they're beneath you, you can't punch down at them because you view them as an equal.
I just replied to a tweet while we've been talking to somebody about punching up and punching down. I quoted Chappelle's The Closer, where he talked about how his friend Daphne killed herself.
Yep.
And she defended him by saying Chappelle doesn't punch up, he doesn't punch down, he punches lines. Yeah. And he's a master at his craft. And as we're just talking about it, I just sent a tweet out about exactly the same thing.
That is
we're talking.
Unbelievable, Hammer. How dare you
check your feed.
Evoke.
I just did it.
Yeah, no, I saw it. And I'm ashamed that I have it on my feed. Because that is the most abhorrent...
You're going to give me shit all night tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, well, you've
earned it.
Yeah, well, nah. I guess yes.
Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Sanguine. Go ahead.
No worries at all. But yeah, I'm in complete agreement with what Daphne was saying and what was said in that. But it's this thing that drives me crazy, because if you think that someone's punching down, you're the person who's saying that the group that is being the butt of the joke is inferior. Not the person making the joke. You. Because if you didn't see them as inferior, you wouldn't be going, well, they're beneath you. Come on, that isn't fair. As long as you don't see them as beneath you, you aren't punching down. If someone else sees them as beneath you, that's on them. That's not on you. And it just pisses me off every time that I hear, well, you're punching down. No, fuck you. If I think that you're an equal, I'm not punching down. I'm just bullshitting with an equal. Or taking the piss out of an equal. There's a massive goddamn difference.
And I think...
But yeah,
I think...
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say that I think that's where we're having issues with all over in multiple industries. Is we have, for some reason, listening to this person who is saying everything is offensive to me and taking them at face value. Like, why? Why do we care what this person is fucking offended by? I guess we should be looking at what's making money. Oh, shit.
Netflix has gone over to that, because you've heard that their ultimatum to their staff, right?
I've seen that there's videos about it, but what exactly are they saying? Are they literally saying that if you're doing the woke vocabulary, that you're no longer allowed to be employed, or is it they're just canceling the...
You're offended by what we produce. If you're working for Netflix and you're offended by what we produce, you're offended by the talents that we hire, quit.
Oh.
We aren't going to cave. You might as well quit. If you think that you can't deal with it on a moral basis, that's perfectly fine. That's your morality. There's the door.
And I think that's what's needed in a lot of this stuff,
It should have been what it was the entire time.
Oh shit! Hold on. Oh damn it! I didn't want to bring it. I didn't know how to bring it up, but it was okay. So it was a debate. I don't recall what the name of the lady is. I can't. I don't want to bring it up on my screen here because I don't want to mess up any of the stream stuff. But Destiny was in it, and it was about rape culture, and I think the lady was named not you into or something like that. I can't remember. But at the end of it, there was a lady named Anna. Anna, yeah. And it got to a point where she got so hyped up that she had to be talked down to like a child. Like the lady was like, "Okay, so what made you upset?" "Oh, well, this went okay." "And what was?" And I'm sitting there, I'm like, dude, this lady said she was going for her master's. For her fucking master's? And she has to be spoken to like that? What the fuck? Oh my goodness. I don't know.
The problem is, it's been a long time coming. Oh, go ahead.
Her name was Anavar.
Oh, wait, do you know what I'm talking about?
And the person you're talking about is not so erudite?
I think so. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I put these on while I'm working. While I'm working my 9 to 5, I'm fucking listening to this bullshit drivel. Ah, damn it, Pinky got me.
I think one of my lefty friends mentioned it.
I mean,
so I just looked it up. That's who it was.
It was an interesting debate, and I don't, like I said, the Anna lady. I don't give her. I don't put it in any sort of disregard for her, but I think she just immediately moved to the emotional state in the arguments a lot of times when I was listening to it. So I mean, that's
put any judgment on that. I will. If you are unable to maintain your composure,
yeah, well, yeah, that's
then.
Well, she's known for not being able to handle things.
I don't know. Yeah, well.
Yeah.
Oh,
then
wait.
She's a child. She shouldn't be taken seriously.
Isn't that? Wait, is it you with Claudia Hammer?
What do you mean?
Isn't that the same type of thing?
Relationship?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Anna's kind of known for being unstable. Claudia is definitely one of the most stable person I know. She's on the wrong side, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well,
but she's a very stable person.
Yeah.
It's hard to push her buttons and get her to freak out. She's
be able to have a conversation. That's what I like.
Yeah, her and I have conversations on a regular basis. I mean, we're in each other's DMs kind of thing. So I've been hanging with Claudia on a regular basis. I mean, she follows me. She's a hard lefty, pretty progressive lefty, and I'm pretty central. I'm about as centrist as I think I could possibly get.
Are you serious? I thought
and
you were.
She follows me.
Oh no, Adam, you gotta go to sleep. I'm sorry. Oh,
I missed it. What did you say?
I thought you were a hammer.
Hammer for the central. But yeah, I mean, I took one of those tests that tries to determine how authoritarian you are and all that kind of stuff, and I came out like almost dead center, which is, I thought I was a little bit right leaning, but no, I was like 1 or 2 sections off from being right dead in the center. I was like, cool. I've always promoted myself as being a centrist. It's nice to know that when I take a test, it comes out and says, yeah, you really are. So I was happy with that. But of course, to her, I seem right, just straight up on the right, because anybody who's not 110% left is immediately on the right. So she keeps me at arm's length. But from what I understand from Anna, she's just not a stable personality. She's very, I mean, I would just use the obvious term and say she's unstable, but it's just she's not emotionally able to control herself, from what I gather. I mean, I'm reading Reddit right now, and like the first post is, whose bright idea was it to bring Anna on for a panel on rape culture?
Reddit? I don't know. I mean, I look at it more as what is presented, and what I saw. I don't know, again, because obviously, because I think it was, what's her name? Whatever. But
the other person on the panel?
Yeah, because the one who was
not too erudite.
not too arrogant.
Is the other person?
Yes. So I can't say I really don't like the magic with a K type. I don't want to say that it's. I don't know what Fuck. I don't know what they said otherwise, but what was presented, it did seem like this Anna lady was hysterical. And I don't want to say that she's a hysterical person, but again, I don't know if that's the case. But what I saw, I think she was driving more so with her emotions than anything, and I thought it was funny that she had to be talked down to. It was just weird.
Yeah.
Okay, I just have to say, because this was a mental image when you said, I'm not saying that she's hysterical. I immediately got I had to stop her screaming.
Well, somebody had to stop. Dude, I'm not gonna smack her in the face, but somebody
I
had
knew both you would hammer.
Somebody.
It's a silly premise to begin with. Discussing rape culture is kind of like discussing the patriarchy or microaggressions or cultural appropriation. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, but she was going off the wall on that. She was going.
Did you know about any of this, Sora?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Don't beat around the bush. Tell us exactly what you think.
Hold on. The other, hold on. What did I have? Yes, Australia is like the Texas of. No, okay. So you know what? Emus.
I saw this. It was funny.
Emus would not be able to take over Texas because they would have stood their ground at the Alamo. Oh my god! This is the.
What you're trying to say is because the Owen gun was clearly inferior to the BAR. Is that what you're saying, Adam?
I'm saying that there's no way we would give up the ground of some Mexicano fucking emus going around sitting there fluffing their feathers. Oh, I just read that. I wrote that earlier.
The Great Emu War is such a funny thing because you take a human populace who doesn't have the method to mass eradicate, and you put against an animal that breeds like crazy. You can't win, So yeah, they lost the Great Emu War. What a shame.
I guess you can.
That just reminds me of one of my favorite premises from a bunch of different sci-fi things. It's the idea that, humans aren't the most intelligent species in the universe. They aren't the most dangerous species in the universe. They just fucking breed.
Yeah.
So all the other races are like, yes, we have our commander who's been in position for 100 years, and we wiped out a large chunk of the human forces. That means that they won't matter for generations. Holy shit, they're attacking us already.
We're like Zerg, really.
Yeah. I love that idea, and it's used in sci-fi a fair bit, where it's, the humans, we aren't the most technologically advanced species. We aren't the species that has the longest life or the most intelligent species in the universe. No, we're just the most intelligent, ridiculous breeders of the universe.
At least we were. Isn't this year the first year in the United States where we're not replacing people anymore?
Yep.
Like we're like 96% instead of over 100.
Well, we're also looking over the UFO files, so
yeah, I saw that.
They may finally realized that, yeah, that is a face on Mars.
Yeah, I think we used to be at the 2.54 rate, and now we're at, what, 1.89 or something like that?
Yeah.
Just under replacement.
That's okay. Just welcome in all sorts of different peoples who want to come in and get everything for free. Then you'll have the equal population.
That's what certain elements of the country are trying to do. But
No worries.
Just convert everybody over to Catholicism. Nothing breeds like a Catholic.
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking, God damn it, Hammer. Do you know how long it's been since I had every sperm is sacred stuck in my head?
And now it's back.
Just in like Flynn, no hesitation at all, just that little Irish Catholic girl singing about how every sperm is sacred, every sperm is great, if a sperm is wasted, God gets quite irate.
I can make fun of the Catholics because I was brought up Catholic, so I can get away with it.
Same here.
Wait,
Ironically, no kids.
That's all it takes. Is
And not only was I brought up Catholic, I was brought up Irish Catholic.
Oh.
Wow. I was brought up a Roman Catholic, but I mean, did you go to catechism and all that kind of stuff?
Damn it.
I went to a Catholic school until halfway through 8th grade.
Wow.
Wait, so did you do the communion thing?
I did communion. I have a communion name that I chose in 3rd grade, which I was...
Is that the fun saint name?
Yes, I was already a bit of a... This is kind of bullshit, so I had fun with choosing the saint name. And the saint that I chose was the most vicious bastard saint that I could find. Saint Vladimir of Kiev. Which Sora definitely remembers. From that chuckle, I'm willing to bet Hammer knows some things about it as well.
I know some of the saints. I went with St. Patrick to honor my dad because my dad's Irish. I know some of the saints. I don't know all of them.
So, have you ever heard of Saint Vladimir of Kiev?
No, I haven't heard of Vlad the Impaler.
No, that's a different Vlad.
I know, I'm making a joke.
Yep. This one is only slightly less bloodthirsty.
Must be in the name.
And I say only slightly less bloodthirsty, but it might be he was just not as well known for his viciousness. His mother, or was it grandmother, was also an absolute brilliant piece of work as well. So, just to give a bit of the family line, Saint Olga, if I remember correctly, was his mother or grandmother, and she was married to one of the Rosavan royals, and her husband was murdered by this one group. They sent an emissary demanding that she marries one of them, and she was able to murder the man viciously without his people realizing it, despite her sending the body back to them. So they sent more people. She sent a messenger, because they sent a boat up the river. She sent a messenger telling them, don't come to the keep, just stay in the boat, insist that you'll stay in the boat until the people of the city carry you to the castle. And they went, okay, this is kind of strange, but they did it. And sure enough, the people of the city lifted this boat from the water, carried it to the castle. After like a week or two, what they didn't know was in that week or two, Olga had a massive moat dug around the castle, or massive trench, rather, dug around the castle, and filled with kindling. So the boat was carried to the castle, tossed into this massive trench, and then a torch was tossed down.
Nice. Got cooked in their boat.
Yep. Cooking all of them alive in the boat. So that was his mother or grandmother, I can't remember the exact relation. But Vladimir of Kiev was known for a lot of different things. So when he was a pagan, because he was the one that's credited with the conversion of the Rus. When he was a pagan, though, he had like 6 wives, and he would go from rival group to rival group, sacking their lands, sacking their churches, burning everyone that tried to resist him alive, making rivers run red with blood, and just throwing holy relics and all that good shit into the rivers. So, at a certain point, the Byzantine Empire was having trouble with the Arabs, as it was wont to do, and it requested for help from any European nation. And it offered to pay the Rus if they would come to fight. And the Rus agreed. The Rus had another criteria as well, that one of the Byzantine emperor's daughter would marry Vladimir as his 7th wife. The Byzantines agreed to this if Vladimir would convert to Christianity and convert his people to Christianity. He agreed. So he came down, wreaked some havoc, married a Byzantine princess, went back home, and took to converting his lands with abandon. So what he did was he summoned up his force, he went rolling from area to area, sacking them, burning them, killing anyone that resisted, making the rivers run red with blood, throwing holy artifacts into the rivers, as long as they weren't Christian holy artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Changed fucking nothing about himself. Just went from being a murderous bastard in the name of his Old Norse paganism to being a murderous bastard in the name of Christianity, and probably one of the most vicious things that he's reported to have done is there are a lot of poor people in his kingdom. So he decided that he wanted to get rid of poverty in his kingdom. Or
Get rid of the poor people?
At least in his main city. So what he did was he held this massive feast that was just for the city's poor. And he invited them in. They were able to eat this massive feast, and during the feast, he asked, do they want him to make it so that they never want for food ever again, so that they're no longer poor? Of course, the poor people cheered. And Vlad got up from the table and walked away. None of the people really objected to this because he told them to continue to eat, continue to drink. So he walked out, all of his guards walked out, all of the castle's attendants walked out. The moment everyone was out of the castle except for the poor people, Vlad turned to the people that had walked out with him and said, "Bar the doors and burn it." He managed to eradicate poverty from his city, but
this guy,
not quite the way anyone was expecting.
at least he's consistent.
That's true.
So, yeah, he ended up becoming the patron saint of murderers and all kinds of ridiculous shit. And the thing that I found the most hilarious was, it wasn't, you know how there was like the patron saint of repentant rapist and shit like that, right? So,
There would be.
one would assume that when Vlad of Kiev was named the patron saint of murderers, it would be the patron saint of repentant murderers.
Oh.
No, 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 no. Vlad of Kiev was the patron saint of murderers. I think it was Nicholas is actually the patron saint of repentant murderers.
Oof. Oh, game over.
So yeah, that was the one that I chose as communion name.
I enjoyed that.
Just because he was the most, what the fuck, how is this man a saint, that I could find.
I love it.
It does draw out a question, so...
Yeah, it's a legitimate question. When you read about his history, how? How did anyone say that this man's a saint? Because everyone else was picking the good, standard name. The Jameses, the Peters, the...
Patrick's,
going through the various apostles. Picking those because they were all good, upstanding people according to all the stories.
I mean...
Yeah,
it's got to be his name. It's got to be the fact that he was called Vlad. All the Vlads are bad. I haven't met a nice Vlad yet.
Or it could just be the fact he was Russian.
Whoa.
Okay.
He's Russian.
Look at Russian rulers and tell me I'm wrong.
I think it's more Balkan.
It's you know, the land in that area is tougher, right? You know, you need I guess you need tougher people.
Effectively the only Russian ruler that you can go, okay, maybe
nature versus nurture.
Complete shitbag was the one that they executed. Because Nicholas, you can go, okay, Nicholas wasn't fantastic, but he wasn't completely fucked. Meanwhile, look at Ivan. Look at goddamn Vladimir. They just have a tendency of, okay, I'm in power. Rule with an iron fist. Murder everyone that even looks at me wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's just history.
Where did Vlad the Impaler? Where was he? He wasn't Russian, was he?
He was Walachian.
No.
Walachi.
So Romanian.
What is? Yeah, Romanian. You know this, I'm sure. But I don't know if everybody knows this. The reason why he was called the Impaler, it's not because he ran his sword through or anything like that. It was much more devious. Do you know the reasons?
It was blunt-ended logs.
I know you know, Sanguine. But I'm curious to know if the other...
He just did to the Turks what the Turks did to everybody else. It's fine. Nothing.
He would take his victims.
Well, the Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans, I should say.
He would take his victims and he would hold them up in the air. And he would take a pike that was not particularly sharp, and he would lower them on the pike, on their perineum. That's the area, well, between your butt and your genitals.
Your taint.
Yeah, I was gonna say your taint. Some people call it a gooch, whatever. But he would lower you on that part, and it was this pike, and he would set the pike up, and he would lower you onto it, and it would just slowly pierce you over time. And you were allowed to keep eating and drinking as it did it, and it would take like days for it to completely kill you. That's how he got his name. That's pretty sick shit.
It's kind of like, have any of you ever heard of the Iron Horse?
Was it called the Iron Horse, or was it called the Iron Bull?
The Iron Bull is a different one. So,
oh, okay.
And it's the Brazen Bull, I think, is the one that you're thinking.
Yes, that's what it's called, the Brazen Bull. That's right.
So there's a
But
different
then
one?
there's...
Oh, no.
Oh, say again?
Oh, okay, so there's the horse, and then there's the bull. So which one?
Yes.
No.
There's the Brazen Bull, which is from ancient history. I'm trying to remember exactly which culture did the Brazen Bull. And then it was revived a few times. Where it was a just shell that was made to look like a bull that they would then stoke a fire under after putting someone inside it.
Good
So
God.
they'd be cooked alive. That's the Brazen Bull. The Iron Horse is something that people have probably seen but never known the name of. You know how in every stereotypical torture scene or dungeon, there's that, like, wooden triangle thing? Just sitting somewhere in the shop? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, not off the top of
It
how you're...
looks
Yeah, it doesn't...
kind of like it would be something that if it was flat on top, you'd go, oh, it's a bench, or oh, it's a table. But it's triangular.
Oh my goodness.
On top. It has a sharp point that is actually edged with metal. So they would have a metal lip on this thing, and what you'd do is you'd put someone over top of it, and then you would strap weights to their legs. While their hands were either shackled to their legs or shackled behind their back.
Yeah, it was usually behind the back.
Just slowly increase the weight that was strapped to their legs. Anytime that they tried to shift, the edge was just enough that it would cut into them. And if they held completely still, eventually you'd get enough weight on either leg that it would just cause them to slide down the blade a bit.
Yeah, they cracked the pelvis.
Yep. Crack the pelvis, start to bisect them.
Nothing like a healthy talk on medieval torture devices to get your blood going.
Oh, yeah. And you guys, of course, know the bloody.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on. Sora,
Yes?
I'm very sorry. I didn't...
Why?
Well, because...
This is great.
No.
Sora's sitting there going, you know I'm Romanian, right?
No, I invite these two, and they talk about normal shit, and then all of a sudden, when you join, all of a sudden they're talking about this crazy shit.
How do you know Sora's not interested in this?
I don't know. Look,
look,
my show was supposed to be about
medieval
video
torture
games.
is very interesting.
See?
The fact that humanity, well, it's just proof that, like, the tortures that we come up with is just proof of how twisted humanity is. So, very cool.
Oh yeah, just like there's if someone was a skilled torturer and they started breaking teeth, they would break them so that no tooth was opposed to another tooth. They wouldn't just break all of them, they would break it so that you would have a tooth on the bottom no longer opposed by a tooth on the top, and rather than just pulling it out, they would splinter it and then remove shards. In order to have the most painful experience for the person.
Whoa. Sounds like you're drifting there, sir.
There is a little bit that's worse than tooth pain because it's a bone pain. And bone pain is the worst pain you can have. So there's a lot of nerves in the face.
Nobody wants a broken bone. I will say.
Have you ever had one?
Yep.
What did you break?
My collarbone.
Oh.
Okay.
And it sucks.
Did you ever break anything, Sora?
No. I tore ligaments, though.
Ow.
Those are fun.
Yeah. I have had one wisdom tooth yanked out.
Oof.
So that again, it's not really.
But you were
equivalent.
medicated, right?
Well, it was numbed. I didn't go
Oh,
under.
there you go.
It was. It's always very interesting because a lot of people get put under, and I'm like, no, who gets put under for extraction? You just get lidocaine injections.
Yeah. Did you ever break a bone, Sanguine?
I've only had one confirmed break. I've had many potential breaks. But the only confirmed one was the bone leading to my pinky toe in my left foot.
It's small too.
Mm-hmm. And it was right next to a growth plate as well.
Oh.
I was in a motorcycle accident, so I've had a couple bones broken, but only in one occurrence, not over any time. It all happened at once, as most accidents do.
Yeah, like I said, I have to be somewhat specific when I say I've only had one confirmed, because I played football from 1st grade to 12th grade, and there were a bunch of times where I would go to the doc about pain, they'd do an x-ray, and they'd go, okay, so your hand might be broken, but if it is, the swelling's holding the break shut, so we aren't able to confirm it.
Thanks, Doc.
So I'd take that as, oh, I'm still good to play then. And I'd go back to playing football.
I also broke my collarbone and both wrists. I was driving up a 4-lane road, two lanes east, 2 lanes west, and I was following behind a box van. You know what those are? The front's like a van, the back is a big white box usually. And
it's the
and I yeah, I was following him a little bit too close to my motorcycle. So, and he was going a little too slow, which is why I was following him so close, because he wasn't going the speed limit. So, I swung out from around him into the back of a regular van at 35 miles an hour. Smack. Yeah, I ended up in the front seat of the van, and I blew both back doors in. Ended up in the front seat of the van. Yeah, scared the shit out of the lady who was trying. Freaking out. At the time, it was, crazy, but now it seems kind of funny.
Adam, please stop freaking out.
What?
Yeah. So, yeah, I kind of when I went over the front handlebars, I put my hands up because, that's what you do. When you think you're going to hit something, you put your hands up. That was a big mistake. So,
Yeah,
both wrists. The left wrist is still all screwed up. It works, everything works, and it's no pain. But if you look at it like in profile, so like if you just bring your hand, put it on your stomach and look down at the arm, there's a big old knob where my wrist is. It's kind of like it's split the bone open like a flower, and it kind of ended up. I mean, I had casts and everything like that, but it still ended up healing in that way. I have full movement, doesn't hurt, no big deal, no nerve pain, nothing like that. But if you take your hand and you keep your forearm straight and you try to reach your forearm with your fingers, my wrist doesn't bend as far in that direction. Well, it bends backwards just fine, but if you try to bend forward, it doesn't bend as far. That's the only limitation. I mean, I don't even notice it. And then I broke my collarbone when I went through the doors, and I destroyed my helmet. Helmet saved my life. If I didn't have a helmet, I'd been dead. Because the helmet was just destroyed. I mean, not just scratched. There was pieces of it missing.
Dude, a lot of people dismiss the helmet protective attributes, but it's really effective,
Yeah, I can't talk highly enough about it because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for it. So.
I still remember when I was working as a EMT, and I met the only person probably in existence that can legitimately say not wearing a seatbelt saved their life.
Yeah.
I can see how that could happen. You could be trapped inside of a car that caught on fire, and your seatbelt won't let you out. So that's something.
Oh,
Or
this
you could be ejected in a rollover, where if you would have stayed in the car, you'd have been crushed.
This person was ejected when they were going on a country road, and you know the drainage ditch on either side?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
They were going about 95
Holy
down
crap.
a country road
Why would they do that?
that had a suicide bend in it. They were piss drunk. They went off the road into the ditch. They came up the ditch with enough force that they launched through the air, Dukes of Hazzard style, slamming into a tree. The car carried through several branches, but at one point there was a big enough jolt they got tossed out of the front of the vehicle, went sailing through the branches, managed to miss any that were big enough to crack their skull, and they landed in a hay bale on the other side.
Jesus Christ.
Broke almost every bone in their body, but alive. Their car continued on, and eventually about as big around as about my thigh, so like 30-inch circumference bow, slammed into the headrest on the driver's side. So if he hadn't have been ejected, his head would have been smashed by the bow. But because he got ejected, he was saved from that fate, just ended up ridiculously fucked up in a hay bale and was found by the farmer.
Wow.
Yep. Like I said, he is the only probably that is alive, legitimately saying they are alive because they...
I do hope what they took from this accident is maybe don't drink and drive, and not, hey, I should never wear a seatbelt.
Yeah, I'm hoping that as well.
Because I can, knowing people sometimes.
Mm-hmm. One go of dicing with death should be enough for most people. Hopefully it was for this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable. Hey, how you doing over there, Hammer?
I'm doing good.
Oh, jeez.
I'm trying to navigate away from...
And elegantly done as well.
Oh, no. Oh, damn it. Okay.
Talk of crippling injuries and near death.
Where did these guys come from? Ah, shit.
What's the game that you're playing?
Streets of Rage 4.
Oh, 4. Okay. I was wondering why I didn't recognize it. I played Streets of Rage 2, SOR2 for a couple of years with a friend of mine. As a matter of fact, I think I still have the emulator on my machine to play it to this day. But I didn't recognize this guy and the moves he's doing, grabbing somebody, twisting him in the air, and then dropping him. You never were able to do that in the earlier versions of the game.
No, dude. This is okay. This game and Sonic Mania Plus, 100%. This is the direction that if you're a developer, you're somebody who's trying to work in the game industry, this is where you need to go. Thank you, time. But this is the direction you need to go. You need to be able to... Oh shit, nice. You need to be able to make your own... Okay, so it's Streets of Rage, but look at this. They went the extra mile to make a whole fucking artistic.
It's Streets of Rage, but it's revamped and given its own style.
Yes. Oh.
Without
I recognize.
destroying anything that made it that.
I recognize the format. I mean, it looks just like Streets of Rage, but the character is different, and they have much more. It's obviously much clearer now because they can do higher resolutions, but it's just, you can tell that they just, improved it a little bit more, and then a little bit more, a little bit more. All these cutscene graphics that you see in the middle, that didn't happen in the old one.
No.
Mhm.
I don't
And the
think-
music was pretty raw in Streets of Rage, the original ones. So
the music for this stage, I like the music for this stage, but no, I think I don't think they would be able to do something like this with the older hardware, but this is, I think this is the way to go for
Yeah, this is a continuation of a series that actually does it right, where it has enough new that it isn't just a re-release, but has still that same spirit of the original.
yeah, and it's in line with what the original game was.
Yep. Which is where most things end up failing. They revive it, but then they go, everything that made people love the original? What if we just got rid of all of it?
Oh, damn it.
We
Honestly,
got rid of all of it except the names.
hold on. Damn it. Oh, shit. Okay. Bricks full front. I didn't talk about Chippendale, did I?
Say again?
Oh,
The
yeah.
male strippers or the Rescue Rangers?
The male strippers. Hold on, Sora. How did you go?
We talked about Chippendale a little bit.
No, hold on.
Chip and Dale, not Chippendale. But surely perked up Sora's ears when you said that.
Or the furniture making people.
She's like the dancers. Wait a minute.
That fantastic old school Chris Farley skit.
Oh, I hope it wasn't. But
Oh my
we
God.
all know that that's not what she was talking. I love you, sir. Oh, jeez.
Patrick Swayze, Chris Farley.
Everybody's working
Auditioning.
for the weekend.
Farley really owned that, didn't he? It was pretty awesome.
He did. Hey, you know what? He was the better dancer. Even Patrick Swayze said it. He said, you know what? He was better out there. But no, Chippendale. Fucking oh jeez. Okay.
Cartoon characters.
The Rescue Rangers.
The movie just came out, and
Oh, there's a movie?
yeah,
Yes.
Oh, okay.
and
It's in theaters right now?
I don't know. I think it's
Or is
just
it
Disney
already
Plus
out?
stuff.
It's
Okay,
either
streaming.
theaters or it's one of the Disney ones.
But okay. So when the movie came out or was previewed, there was the idea that, oh shit, the villain was Peter Pan, and they modeled it off of the original voice actor, and apparently the story goes that the voice actor for Peter Pan, once he hit an older age, Disney pretty much just tossed him to the side, and if that's not enough, it was he died, and they didn't identify the body until the parents were looking for him because he was lost, and they did a whole fingerprint ugh, it's really weird. It's a really weird circumstance, but when they initially showed off the Peter Pan character, they were saying that it wasn't based off of this person, but he does kind of look like him, and it's a weird comparison to it. So it's just one of those weird things where it's like, ugh, Disney, what the fuck are you doing? Like this, like that, like that. Oh, cops beating the shit out. But yeah, I wanted to see Chip and Dale only because I thought the whole ugly Sonic redemption arc was kind of cool, but if that is true, that they did the whole Peter Pan based off the voice actor, I can't, dude, that's horrific. That's pushing it. There's no reason for it. I mean, and honestly, I didn't like the idea of people saying it's like a spiritual successor to Roger Rabbit. It's not. Get the fuck out of here. It's not. If you say that, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's ugh. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Disney's doing. They're trying to kill themselves.
Well, it seems like they're trying very hard to reset a lot of their stories, I guess. I don't know.
They're doing something.
Well, like I said, what they keep on doing is they keep on going, hey, you remember the original and how is it? What if we do a reboot, but we take everything that everyone loved about the original and just get rid of it?
Yeah. Well, that again, that goes right into, oh, what the company is out here looking to make a profit. Well, are they? I think at this point they're just trying to push a viewpoint,
As we were talking about yesterday, I think that if you look at the higher ups in the company, they're absolutely trying to make a profit. The problem is that they're listening to the wrong people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's happened is that the HR department and the hiring directors are all insane ideologues. So, because they're insane ideologues, they hire insane ideologues. Which means that the people that are being hired as advisors to the higher-ups are completely batshit insane. But the higher-ups are going, yeah, we employed the best person in the business as our chief hiring officer, not realizing that so many other companies have fallen to activist HR. And it's just they're completely fucking ignorant as to what's going on. And then they get caught flat-footed every time that it turns out that, hey, this new project that I was being told would be a massive success by all my advisors.
It's the Ephoratiles or whatever. What we were talking about the other day.
Yep. It was that hunchback, cripple motherfucker just selling out.
He's showing everybody the path that... Dude, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? Oh, jeez.
But yeah, that's truly what I think is happening. That it's the higher-ups, if you talk to them, they are absolutely still the old mindset of it's all about the profit, it's all about the profit, it's all about the profit. They're just getting the worst advice possible. Or they're being blinded by something personal, like they keep on hearing from the news that everyone's after gay and trans people, and they have a gay or trans kid, and they're going, well, I want to protect my child, so I need to really push through this message of inclusion. When no one's really after gay or trans people for the most part. I won't say no one entirely, because there's always going to be the extremists. There's always going to be that one or two nut jobs. But
well, there's always going to be someone who goes after the other.
Exactly.
Or what they perceive as the other.
I mean, if you can't think that that person isn't out there, I mean, it's on you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That there's always going to be someone. So I'm not going to say that no one is after those sorts of people, but the idea that everyone to the right of MotZ is against the LGBTQ, AI, whatever the fuck else you want to acronym, or initialism rather, then you're completely goddamn lost the plot.
I think I've lost the plot myself. We have gone over an hour, I think, right?
I believe we have. It is currently 8:12.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Time flies.
Yeah, that's... Look at that. Oh, shit. Thank you, Sonic. Yes, it is Green Hill Zone. As much as I'd love to hang out and chat,
you must away.
well, you know, we have a schedule to attain, so shit, damn it. Oh. There we go. All right, and so let's go ahead and close out the zoo.
Perfect timing, Johnny.
I'd want to thank everybody for joining us in the chat. How about you all in the panel? Anything you want to share with us as we close out?
Yes, sir.
Others go first.
Yep,
I
you're on the
had.
spot. Come up with something quick.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to think. If you come across a gelato place that makes their own gelato but has interesting flavors, try something new, because I had a caramelized fig gelato a couple days back that was delicious.
Wait,
so if it's
caramelized steak,
Ooh.
figs,
okay,
caramelized
that
fig.
makes a hell of a lot more sense. I was going,
Now, if it was caramelized steak, I would still have tried it, but with more hesitation. I don't know. It's coming up to summer. Try something yummy and cold and delicious. There.
I like it.
You're next.
Oh, I'm next. All right. Well, to speak on that, I was in Austin a couple years ago, and they had a huge gelato place, and I had coconut cream pie was the flavor I tried. It was awesome. But anyway, I'm just gonna pimp out the Wednesday show, of course, and I guess Sanguine, you can do your show as well. But Wednesday show, 9 p.m. Gentoo Maxi, who happens to be in chat, and Terry, the famous emu warrior.
Hold on. Terry and Jen, you know what? If you're gonna help me with, you know what? Finish it. I'm sorry, sir. Go
I think he just interrupted his interruption.
I know. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was done. I was just pimping out the Wednesday show, 9 p.m. every Wednesday.
So since he did that, I feel obligated to do the same for Friday's show. Which
Absolutely.
the feel of the Friday show is just a bunch of friends showing up at the bar, bullshitting. The topics range drastically. Sometimes we're talking philosophy, sometimes pop culture, sometimes current politics. Whatever the fuck takes our fancy that day, we just rant about. And there's always going to be food because I'm on.
Yeah. Tasty
But
food.
other than that, I'll leave off with my standard of if you're passionate about something, that you devour it, don't let it devour you.
I like that ending.
It's a very good ending.
Yeah. But
I came up with it very early on and just stuck with it for the most part.
But I look forward to hanging out with all of you all in the future. And I thank you for hanging out tonight. I'm glad glad the panel joined me for this evening. I love you all. Have a good evening. Love you all, and God bless. And we're gonna end the stream. Here we go.
Have a good night, all.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.